Welcome to this video tutorial for Compat LAINOX. Thank you for choosing the new Compat as the vertical cooking system for your kitchen. If you are watching this video, it is to fully discover all the features and potential of the new Compat by LAINOX. So let's turn it on. To turn it on, simply click and hold the power button. Once the Compat is on, this is our home screen. We took inspiration from smartphones to make the new Compat even more intuitive and customizable to use. At the top, as you can see on your left, there are the manual cooking modes: convection, steam, and combination. We also have the option to choose from various automatic LAINOX ICS recipes. At the bottom, you can customize your home screen by creating folders by category or simply creating the menu for the week or an event. In the central part, however, we find the multi-level folders. Thanks to the multi-level mode within Compat, you can cook different products simultaneously in the same cooking chamber, and Compat will manage the cooking of a different product on each shelf. On the right side, however, we find settings related to washing, manual settings, manual multi-level, power on and off, user settings and adjustments, and the user and maintenance manual. You can customize the Compat home screen simply by picking an icon and dragging it if you want to reposition it. Or we can drag an icon into a folder. We can view and edit the folders. We can delete an icon within the folder simply by holding it and clicking on the X. We can delete an ICS recipe simply by holding it and clicking on the X. If we click on the blue, however, we can duplicate it and then drag it into a folder. To start a manual cooking mode, simply press the icon of the desired cooking mode, in this case convection. It will start automatically. You can set a temperature from 30 to 300 degrees. You can set the cooking time, which in this case is infinite. Alternatively, you can set the core temperature probe. We can set 6 continuous air speeds or 6 intermittent air speeds. Within the blue line where it says fast dry, you can set the extraction of moisture. In the blue line where it says fast dry, you can adjust the opening of the steam vent valve. The Fast Dry Boosted, an exclusive system by Compat LAINOX, allows dynamic extraction of moisture from the cooking chamber. When Fast Dry is set to 100%, all the moisture produced by the cooking food remains inside the cooking chamber. When Fast Dry is set to 0%, all the moisture is forcibly extracted from the cooking chamber. You can adjust the amount of moisture to remain in the cooking chamber. In this way, you can preserve the juiciness of your food. In manual convection cooking mode, you can find the button to spray steam in the cooking chamber. This function is very useful for baking products that need moisture at the start of cooking. We find the button to cool the cooking chamber and the button for preheating. Finally, we can stop the cooking process simply by holding down stop. At this point, Compat asks us if we want to continue cooking, set a browning phase, or go back. To start the steam cooking mode, simply click on Steam. In this cooking mode, you can set the temperature from 30 to 130 degrees. You can set the cooking time, the core temperature, or the continuous mode. It is possible to set 6 continuous or intermittent airspeed. You can switch from one cooking mode to another simply by tapping the cooking mode in the top panel. In this case, we switched from steam to combi. In this cooking mode, you can set the temperature from 30 to 300 degrees. Similarly, you can set the cooking time, the core temperature, or continuous operation. 6 continuous airspeeds, 6 intermittent airspeed. In the blue panel, we find the auto climate window. The auto climate is a system patented by LAINOX that allows real-time measurement of humidity in the cooking chamber. Thanks to the auto climate system, the compact can add moisture if needed, otherwise the fast dry system removes it during cooking. You can set a specific humidity parameter according to your recipe simply by tapping the icon. You can manually preheat the cooking chamber. To do this, simply click on a cooking mode, set your cooking parameters, and then click on the preheat icon. I recommend setting a preheating temperature at least 20% higher than the cooking temperature. In this case, the compact can reach a temperature of 320 degrees in preheating. Once the preheating temperature is reached, simply open the door, load the product inside, close it, and the cooking will start automatically. Starting an automatic ICS recipe by LAINOX is very simple. Thanks to one-touch technology, simply touch the photo and the icon and cooking starts automatically. Here the compact automatically goes into preheating. When the compact reaches the preheating temperature, simply open the door, load the products, close it, and cooking will start automatically. ICS recipes are customizable. In fact, in this case, I chose the steamed rice recipe where you can customize the cooking time. LAINOX provides customizable parameters to adapt your recipe to the ICS recipe. You can also customize the recipe during cooking. To stop a recipe, simply press and hold the stop button. Compact asks if we want to replicate the cooking, brown or exit. It is possible to modify an ICS recipe. By clicking on View Recipe, you can see the cooking step. By clicking on Edit, you can customize the recipe, completely changing all the cooking parameters and adapting it to your needs. Subsequently, by clicking on the lines to the right, you can go back, and by clicking on Save, you can save the modification of the recipe we created. By clicking on Save again, the new recipe will be created. The new recipe created will be displayed on the last page of your home screen. It is possible to create a new recipe from scratch. To do this, simply press on the cap with the plus sign. Compact provides us with 3 different choices: the possibility of creating a multi-phase customized recipe, the possibility of creating an ML recipe with a single cooking step, and the possibility of modifying a personal recipe already created. In this case, I click again on the cap with the plus sign. I choose the cooking mode, in this case convection. I set the temperature. I set the fast dry, the cooking time, and the airspeed. Subsequently, by clicking on the plus sign at the top right, you can add a new cooking phase. Compact asks me if I want to add a new phase, so I click OK. I set the cooking mode again, adjust the temperature, the humidity, and in this case, I set the core temperature. I am also going to adjust the airspeed. After that, you can proceed to add the plus features. The plus features behind the plus button allow us to add, for example, a holding phase. To set the holding function, simply click on holding. By clicking on off, you can choose from 3 different levels of holding, in drying dry or with 30% humidity. You can also adjust the temperature from a minimum of 30 to a maximum of 80 degrees. You can add an automatic finishing and browning phase at the end of cooking. With the vent management, you can adjust the timed pre-opening of the steam vent valve. With the double core probe function, you can enable the function using the double temperature probe to regulate 2 different core temperatures of different products simultaneously. Thanks to the standard external connector for the core probe, you can apply the double probe directly to your compact. You can also add preset commands. Preset commands appear at the start of each cooking phase, and you can choose from predefined ones like stirring, covering or adding, or add a completely customized command to personalize your recipe. Possible to add the soft dry function. The soft dry function allows for gentle and continuous extraction of moisture from the cooking chamber. This function is particularly suitable for baking products, large leavened items, and whipped masses that need to develop in the cooking chamber. This function lets the fast dry open gradually, slowly removing moisture. You can activate the soft dry function only if the fast dry has been set to 0%. The steam function allows you to vaporize water at the start of cooking when the product is placed in the oven, and you can adjust the steaming to 5 different levels. This function is particularly suitable for baking products that need to be steamed immediately at the start of cooking to develop more and create a crispy, even crust. Once the recipe is set, simply press the Save button and enter the recipe name. You can choose the image from the gallery already present within the compact or import it from a USB memory. You can select the photo, go back, and click Save again. A new icon will automatically be created on the last page of your home screen. To start it, simply select the recipe. Compact will automatically start with preheating. The compact automatically calculates the ideal preheating temperature, and you can customize it by clicking on the compact icon that is preheating, setting your own preheating temperature, and then clicking Save. To edit a recipe you've created, simply enter the section marked with the plus icon. Then we will select the cap with the pencil and search for the recipe. We click on the recipe and we go to make the changes. We click on Save to save the changes we have made. To start a multi-level folder, simply press the corresponding multi-level folder. The compact will start automatically and go into preheating. Subsequently, once the temperature is reached, the recipes will appear. These on the right are the shelves of the compact's cooking chamber. To start cooking, simply open the cooking chamber, insert the product inside, close it, select the recipe and drag it onto the shelf where we placed the tray. The cooking will start automatically. Moreover, the compact has the multi-level plus function that allows me to manage 2 different recipes on a single shelf of the cooking chamber. In fact, the shelf area is divided into front and back. You just need to take the recipe and drag it to the left side to stay at the front or to the right side to stay at the back. It's possible to modify the cooking midway. Simply click on the recipe and change the cooking time. These changes don't need to be saved, but the recipe will remain original with the initial cooking time. But it's possible to adapt and modify the cooking on the fly according to your needs and the degree of cooking you want to achieve. To remove a recipe from a level, simply hold and keep pressing the recipe. Then select X. The recipe will automatically disappear, but it can be re-added again from the multi-level recipes next to it. You can activate the just-in-time multi-level function. The just-in-time function allows you to cook different products simultaneously that have different cooking times and ensures they are all ready at the same time. This function is very useful in mise en place in preparing banquets or buffet. To activate it, simply click on the multi-level folder you want to activate. Click on the JIT Just-in-Time button. Once the compact has reached the preheating temperature, you can load the recipes onto the levels. Once the products are loaded onto the levels of the cooking chamber, simply press play to start cooking. The compact will notify us to insert the products with the longest cooking time first and will then call for the products with shorter cooking time. Just open the cooking chamber, load the products inside, close it, and the cooking will start automatically. Then the compact will prompt for the other products, and the mixed load will be ready together. To create a new multi-level folder, we start by creating a multi-level recipe. We enter the hat with the plus sign. We create an ML recipe by clicking the plus sign. We set the cooking mode and cooking time. It's possible to adjust the airspeed. Then we go to save. We set the name. And then we select the image. We select the image, go back and click Save again. An ML icon with the name and photo of the recipe will be automatically created. To create a new multi-level folder, you just need to take the first recipe, ML in this case, and drag it to the plus sign on the multi-level row. A new multi-level folder named New ML1 will be automatically created. Just open the multi-level folder. It's possible to rename it. At the end of the preheating, it is possible to add other recipes. Once the compact is ready, the recipe we have entered appears at the top. It is possible to add other recipes by clicking on the plus button at the top right. Thanks to this feature, Compat will search for all the recipes compatible with the condition of the cooking chamber that we set in the first recipe. You just need to select the recipes you want to add, then click on Add. The multi-layer folder will automatically save with the new data. It is possible to delete a multi-layer folder. To do this, you just need to start the multi-layer folder in question. Once the preheating is finished, simply press and hold the recipes. It is possible to delete a recipe by clicking on X. By deleting all the recipes within the multi-layer folder, the entire folder will also be deleted. In this way, My Nabook is the offline part of Compat. Inside My Nabook, we find all the recipes that are present within Compat. Inside, we will find ICS recipes or personal recipe. It is possible to search for recipes by type such as pasta, fish or meat. By country if they are Italian or international. By category if they are ICS or personal. Or search for multi-level recipes only. It is also possible to search for the recipe by typing the first 3 or 4 letters of the word. Automatically, Compat will search for all the recipes inside. You just need to press on the recipe and read the context and history, the description, and the ingredients inside. The preparation, the accessory. And finally, the presentation image. It is also possible to view the cooking cycles. Going back, it is possible to start the recipe by adding it to the home screen. To add the recipe to the home screen, simply select the recipe and drag it onto the home that appears below. The recipe is automatically added to the home page, and to start it, you just need to touch it. Cooking will start automatically. In this case, the Nabook coach will appear. The Nabook coach is a virtual assistant that gives me maintenance tips as well as advice on the recipe and how to improve the use of Compat. To permanently delete a recipe from Compat, simply enter My Nabook and search for the recipe we want to delete. Then press and hold the icon for a moment. Click on and edit. Compat asks us if we want to permanently delete the recipe. We click on delete and the recipe will be deleted. If you delete an ICS recipe from LAINOX, you can download it again directly from Nabook Plus. It is possible to connect to Nabook Plus directly from the Compat display. To do this, simply enter My Nabook. Then enter the cloud. At this moment, we are entering the connected online part of Compat. There are 100 recipes available on Compat. Now we enter Nabook, the online part of Compat. Inside Nabook, we find hundreds of recipes developed by LAINOX chefs from all over the world, downloadable directly from the Compat display. To do this, simply enter My Nabook and then enter the cloud to access the connected part. After that, you can browse the recipes or search for them by entering the name. It is possible to download the recipe from Nabook simply by selecting the recipe and dragging it onto the box. By choosing from the cloud to the oven, it is possible to download the recipe. Before downloading the recipe, it is possible to view it. By clicking on it, you can view the context, ingredients, procedure, and accessories to use. Finally, it is also possible to view the cooking cycles related to the recipe we have chosen. Once downloaded, the recipe will be added to the last page of the home screen. We enter the settings of the compact. Within the settings, we find the settings related to profile locks, user adjustments, Wi-Fi connectivity, the Nabook Plus cloud, date and time adjustment, the delayed start function, settings related to data export or import via USB stick, software update, icon adjustments, and home screen. Multi-level settings, energy monitor, softener filter, contacts, and service level. You can set profile locks by going to the padlock icon. Profile locks allow you to block all or some features. To make use more focused and intuitive. Thanks to profile locks, you ensure a cooking standard because no modifications can be made to either the recipe or the manual mode. We have 3 different levels of profile lock. Classic profile lock, the profile lock with manual cooking, which also blocks manual cooking, and the complete profile lock, which blocks any kind of modification within a recipe. You can also set the lock screen timer, preheating timeout, and multi-level inactivity timeout. These last 2 allow the operator, if cooking is started but no action is taken on the compact, such as loading a product or touching the display, to automatically, based on the time we have set, exit preheating or exit the multi-level, returning to the home screen. Thanks to this system, unnecessary energy waste is avoided to keep the compact at temperature when it does not need to cook. Activating profile locks is very simple. In this case, just click on the icon we want to modify, in this case, the preheating timeout. Compact asks me to set a password that can be chosen by the operator. Then it asks me to confirm the password I have entered. Subsequently, you can activate the profile lock, in this case, the preheating timeout. Going back, the settings are saved automatically. To adjust lights and brightness, you can do so by entering user settings. You can adjust the display brightness, activate energy saving, and choose whether to have the cooking chamber light flash at the end of cooking. The energy saving feature allows you to save energy by turning off the display and the cooking chamber light even during cooking. To reactivate it, simply touch the display or open the door. To save the settings, just go back. You can adjust the sound and the volume of the sound. By clicking on sounds, you can enable or disable ringtones, adjust the volume, and choose 3 different alarms. For each alarm, you can set 9 different sounds. You can also set the sound for manual cooking standby or the open door sound during cooking, which reminds us to close the door. To save the settings, simply go back. You can set the language of the compact's operating system. You can enable the display of minutes and seconds of cooking. Otherwise, the display will be in hours and minutes. You can enable real-time display of the temperature during cooking. You can choose the unit of temperature measurement, Celsius or Fahrenheit. You can set the measurement of liquids, cubic meters, liters or gallons. You can set the measurement of detergent in cubic meters, liters or gallons. Once the settings are made, simply click on Save to save the settings we have given. Then go back. The settings related to the Naboo coach allow us to enable or disable the Naboo coach. You can enable maintenance suggestions, such as managing washes or cleaning the cooling system filter. You can enable recipe suggestion. To save, just go back. The compact is equipped with the Smart Diagnostic System feature. Thanks to this feature, you can check the operating status of all the internal components of the compact. To activate it, simply click on the appropriate icon. The compact will ask us if we want to start the diagnostics, then press Start. It asks for further confirmation and we click on Confirm. The first step is to open the door and check the internal temperature. Close the door. Check if the cooking chamber lights are flashing. Then the diagnostics start. Date and time adjustment. It is possible to change the day and time within the compact. By clicking on the day, you can select the new day from the calendar. Similarly, it is possible to change the time. You can choose the time format to be displayed either 12 or 24 hours. In addition, it is also possible to set the time zone. However, if compact is connected to the Wi-Fi network and linked to a Nabook Plus account, the date and time settings are done automatically. To save the settings, just go back. It is possible to schedule a delayed start for a recipe. By selecting the delayed start icon, you can choose the day and time to delay the compact's start. In this case, just set the time. Go to End, then by clicking on the appropriate button, you can select the recipe. At the set time, the cooking will start automatically without preheating. By accessing the USB functions, you can download hack data service level information data, the full machine backup, or the full or recipe-specific customized backup. In this case, we will download the hacked data. You can insert the USB stick directly into the slot you find on the right of the display. By clicking on HACCP, you can choose the period for which you want to read the data, selecting the day and time. You can also choose if you want to display the energy consumption or all the extended info about the recipe. By clicking on Save, you can download the data. The HACCP data has been exported correctly and can be viewed with a standard Excel file on your PC. You can check to see if a new software update is available. You can update Compact via USB stick or, if connected to Nabook Plus, check if a new update is available. To do this, simply enter the Update section. Then, in the first part, you can update the Compact via USB stick. In the second part, however, where it says Cloud Software, you can search for new software update. If a new software update is available, The Naboo coach will let us know by giving us a notification that a new update is available, and we can choose whether to install it or not. You can also update the user manual. The settings related to the home screen and end of cooking messages allow you to customize the size of the icon. We have the option to set the extended view of the home screen, removing the settings section. Additionally, we can disable the end of cooking messages, the message reminding us to back up data, the message to check the detergent tank, and the message about an open door during cooking. It is possible to enable the message for entering the production batch at the start of each cooking. This system allows us to properly monitor the cooking and save hacked data associated with a specific production batch. Furthermore, it is possible to remove all recipes from the home screen. At the bottom, you can also remove the links for manual cooking from the home screen. To save, simply go back. Settings related to level. In these settings, we can select the number of levels we can display. The new compact is equipped with the exclusive multi-rack system. The multi-rack system allows perfect flexibility for your cooking. Thanks to this system, we have a step every 2 centimeters and we can place the tray wherever we like. Furthermore, it's possible to use trays of different heights simultaneously and optimize productivity. It is possible to select the number of levels available in the multi-level. Moreover, you can enable or disable the double multi-level mode. Additionally, we can choose whether we want the front-back view of the multi-level plus right and left. To save the settings, just go back. The energy monitor allows us to monitor energy consumption. You can monitor water and energy consumption for the last cooking operation, for the last 24 hours, for the last 7 days, for the last 30 days up to the previous 12 months. Compact takes into account the consumption of water, energy, and Combi Clean. You can also conveniently view water and Combi Clean energy consumption from Nabook Plus Cloud. The settings related to the softener filter allow us to view the status of the water softener filter. If you haven't enabled this function in your compact, I recommend enabling it by contacting your technical center. This function allows you to identify the exact time to replace the filter, avoiding lime deposits inside the cooking chamber. Within the contacts, you will find the email chef.support@lainox.com to write to us for any request. You can also enter the number of your trusted technical center to have contacts always at hand. To enter the compact washing section, simply click on the washing icon. At the top, you can view the level of Combi Clean detergent remaining in the cartridge. Thanks to the smart chemical control, you can check and quantify the remaining level inside the cartridge. You can choose between different washing levels. The Naboo coach will suggest the most suitable washing program based on the degree of dirt. To start a wash, simply select it. Press OK and the wash will start automatically. In the section dedicated to wash management, you can associate a wash with a recipe. In this case, we go to the selection of the wash and recipe. We click on plus to create a new association. We can choose the washing program. In this case, we select the washing program we want to carry out. Click on OK to confirm. You can choose the number of times the recipe is executed before Compact suggests the wash we have selected. You can also block the cooking. This forces the operator to wash the Compact before proceeding with another recipe. By clicking the plus button, you can choose whether to select a multi-level folder or a recipe. In this case, we select Recipe. It is possible to search for recipes within the Compact. By clicking on Search at the top, you can write the name of the recipe you want to associate with the wash. Then select the recipe and click on Add. To save, just go back. To delete the wash recipe association, simply click on the bin at the top right. The Compact will ask for confirmation if we want to delete this association. To insert the new detergent cartridge in the bag-in box, simply open the drawer. Insert the cartridge inside. Remove the cover. Remove the plastic cap, which can be placed inside the drawer to close the canister if necessary. Then simply lift the interlocking system, lock the bag-in box in place and close. Close the drawer completely. To replace the air filter that protects the electronic component, simply remove the two air filters located next to the detergent drawer. Take out the filter inside, which can be easily washed underwater or replaced if it is damaged. The mesh can be reinserted, then attach the filter. The Naboo coach will remind us when to clean the ventilation filter. You can consult the Compact user manual at any time simply by